Good morning, Epping Middle High School students. This is Mrs. Kylie, and this short video is going to review all the important information you need to know so you'll be ready to start your work study practices end of semester conferences. Let's get started. I hope by now you know what the work study practices are. Just as a review, the 4 work study practices are self-direction, communication, collaboration, and innovation. These are all really critical skills that will help you become ready for life after Epping Middle High School, no matter what the future has in store for you. We know that all semester you've been using these 4 WSP skills in all of your different classes. Now, this is your opportunity to reflect on the skills that you've learned over the past semester related to WSPs and share that with some of your teachers. You're probably wondering how your work is going to be assessed. Let's talk about that now. When you sit down for your conference with your teacher, together you will assess your growth as a learner related to the 4 work study practices. Demonstrating means that you are able to be consistent and independent about applying these skills across all of your classes. Progressing means that you sometimes know what you need to do, but perhaps you're a little inconsistent or you need prompting. And not yet demonstrating means that you don't have any evidence to demonstrate that you have been acquiring and growing with these different skills. So now that we know that your performance is evaluated based on your evidence, where are you going to collect all of this information? If you're in grades 6 through 8, your advisory teacher may provide you with a template to use. Otherwise, and for high school students, we're asking that you display some self-direction and use a system that's going to work best for you to organize all of this evidence. Maybe you want to make a folder in your Google Drive, create a slide presentation, or even set up a Google site. It does not matter how you compile this evidence, but what is really important is that the evidence is organized and easy to access when you sit down to have your conference with your teacher. No matter the method of organizing your evidence, you should aim to save 2 pieces of evidence for any of the work study practices per course per semester. This would include elective and UA classes in addition to your core subject area classes. For any students who are at SST, we would also encourage you to bring in pieces of evidence from those classes as well. So now that we know what we have to do, when is this all going to happen? Conferencing can take place anytime you're ready. So once you've sat down and organized all of your evidence, you're ready to conference. Teachers may be offering conferencing times during flex, maybe during study hall or class time. Talk to that teacher that you're interested in having a conference with and set up the time that works for both of you. Conferencing forms should be completed and returned to your advisory teacher by Friday, January 20th. This gives you plenty of time between now and then to collect your evidence and schedule your conferences. Any high school student who does not have an assigned advisory teacher, please return your forms to me, Mrs. Kylie, in the high school art room. So one of the final questions we have to answer is who you're going to be conferencing with. If you're a grade 6, 7, or 8 student, you'll be conferencing with your advisory teacher only. Students in grades 9 through 12 will be conferencing with 2 to 3 current teachers. If you complete 2 conferences and they're both in agreement that you are demonstrating or progressing the skills, you are all done. However, if there's any discrepancy in any of the 4 WSP skills between Conference 1 and Conference 2, you will need to schedule a 3rd conference to break the tie. For high school students, it's recommended that you conference with different teachers than you've met with in the past. And in order to get a better picture of where you are at with your different skills, we recommend that you conference with a teacher from a class that you do well in and with a teacher from a class that's more of a challenge for you. So as we close out today, I think it's really important to remind ourselves why we're doing this. There are many reasons why we're focused on work-study practices here at Epping Middle High School. We use a competency-based grading model, and when we evaluate your academic performance, we're not really taking into consideration all of these amazing skills that you bring to the classroom each day. Conferencing for work-study practices is a great way to recognize all of the growth that you've demonstrated related to these 4 different lifelong skills. It is critical, no matter what you do in the future, you're going to need to be a self-directed learner, able to take charge of your life, to collaborate and communicate with others, and to be a creative thinker. So these are really essential skills, no matter what your plans are for later in life. Teachers love the opportunities to sit down and talk with you about all the amazing ways you've grown as a learner. The work-study practice progress is also an amazing thing that we can point out when you ask teachers for college or job recommendation letters. And the work-study practices conferences are just part of our school culture and is a requirement for all students to complete each semester. All right, EMHS students, are you ready to do this? First step would be to check your email for links to helpful resources that I just shared with all of you this morning. Remember, there are a lot of people in this building who want you to be successful, so definitely seek out help if you need it. Your teachers are so excited to have these conferences with you. We can't wait for you to demonstrate all the amazing ways that you've grown as a learner this past semester. Thanks everyone, and good luck with your work-study practices conferencing for January 2023.